Yo, what is up? It is your boy Empty, and Shangri-La Frontier is the next confirmed crossover for Global. And boy, there are mixed reviews on this crossover, so let's talk about it. Now, about a month ago, a certain YouTuber decided to call this collab okay and got like super roasted in the comments, but I can't remember his name. Jeez, I wonder who it was. Like, I wonder who said such a thing. But to those that don't know, Sunraku and Tiger0 will be the units in part 1 of Shangri-La Frontier. Now, what do they do? Sunraku has a few things going for him with a 6-star physical, 5-star support, and 4-star attack and heal. His skill is able to increase his arch by 30, but if it crits, it increases it by 60 instead. His arch reduces enemies' physical res and evasion by 50%. His true arch is able to give all allies 6 arch per second and reduces enemies' crit resistance by 100%. And for his super arch, he increases his own crit rate by 100% and his super crit rate by 50% for the duration of the true arch, and he permanently increases his own attack by 50%. This goes up to 200%. As for his passes, he increases fire allies damage rise by 15%, which is pretty neat for mono fire teams. He increases his own evasion by 40% and increases his own skill CT by 50% when he's near death. Next up is Tiger0, who has a 6-star physical, 5-star defense, and 4-star defense and attack slot. Her skill is able to increase her arch by 20 and increases her own accuracy by 20% for 8 seconds. Her normal arch is able to increase all allies' arch by 20, and for 20 seconds, allies getting a damage barrier that negates 5,000 damage. Her true arch is able to increase her own damage by 100% and all allies' damage by 30% times the number of humans in the party. And her super arch is able to ignore enemies' defense by 100% during the duration of the super arch. As for her passives, the first time her super arch will be used, it increases her multiplier up to 400,000%, and then after that, it's going to increase her arch by 5 per second for 20 seconds. She increases her own defense equipped CT by 20% and own paralysis resistance by 100%. Now, going over the kits and let's talk about how I feel about them. Again, Sunraku is actually extremely solid and very good, especially if you missed out on having War God Fen. Now, Sunraku, what he has going for him is that his true arch is very reminiscent of Ain's, and on top of that, he gives a lot more than Ain's too. He gives the most amount of arch in the type E department, and his super arch is very reminiscent of War God Fen's. I think it gives 10% more, if I'm not mistaken. War God Fen gives 40% super crit to himself, while Sunraku gives himself 50%. Sunraku also has the added bonus to give himself 200% more attack, which is actually pretty good, and is able to give 50% damage rise to fire allies if you put him in mono fire, which is pretty good. Tiger0, on the other hand, is an all-out attacker. She does give a barrier from her normal arch that negates 5,000 damage, which is okay at best, and of course giving 20 arch to the entire team. But other than that, she's just an all-out attacker. Her design will make you think she's a tank, but she isn't. She's just an all-out attacker. And don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing. I like all-out attackers. Attackers are probably like my favorite thing in the game, but she's not going to be providing much in your team, especially if she's just a DPS. But aside from that, the only thing she's going to be used for is just nuke comps. Now, the main reason why people are kind of split on this crossover, at least from what I've been seeing all over Reddit and like some social media, even my comment section, is that they're upset that Star God Lisa wasn't announced. And don't get me wrong, I kind of was surprised too that they didn't really announce her, but they did say that chapter 22 was coming in late March. Well, yeah, we have to wait for it, and I'm kind of glad that we have to wait for it. But truth be told, I think we all forgot that there was Valentine's Day units they released last year, and we just assumed they were never going to drop them, which it does happen sometimes, but I completely assumed right away that, oh yeah, they're probably going to announce 1, the crossover, and then 2, the Valentine's Day units, because it makes the most sense. But I just feel like people are just mad to be mad, which is no surprise, because sometimes GS players love to complain just to complain. Overall though, if you're thinking about summoning on this, I say go for it. I do believe you should summon on this, especially if you don't have like a character like War God Fen. If you're starting out and you don't have like a very good arch gener, you should definitely make Sunraku your like go-to unit, especially because he's really good. Type E arch gen, gives the most arch in that class. Extremely good. I'm going to be personally going for Tiger0. I have Sunraku in my JP account and I like using him a lot there, but I like attackers like I mentioned earlier, and she's probably going to be a must summon for me just because I want to play with her, and I have a lot of like good light units as well, so she probably synergize really well with them. But that's pretty much my overall thoughts on the crossover. Despite what I said in the past, don't get me wrong, I actually think it's pretty good. But let me know what you all think. Comment, like, sub, and just let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm wrong, or voice your opinions on what you think, or if you completely disagree with me or whatever. But yeah, let me know what you all think. Comment, like, sub, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.